Expo and the Big 12 to showcase what we're capable of. We've had great work from our co-directors. They're going to continue to do good work with great Senate involvement. And then we've forged strategic partnerships by sending 142 of these personal letters, not just to university officials, but also general members of Iowa. Because we know we can function better as an organization when we create those strategic partnerships, and we've done just that. I'm incredibly excited to work with our new partners this year. We've already had university administrators reach out thanking us for the letters and looking for collaboration this year. But internal changes only matter so long as they help the student body. That's why this summer we've proven what we always knew. A strong, effective student government translates into increased level of service for our students. This summer, our nonprofit coordinator, Mindy, has been hard at work leading student government's first ever task force on food insecurity. As we develop our recommendations, we've connected with university administration, key student leaders, and other stakeholders. Later this term, you'll be presented with our findings and recommendations for combating this important issue. We've also worked closely with Career Service Council to highlight job opportunities to international students. Thank you to our IDEA Director and Director of International Student Experience. Starting this fall, employers who are willing to sponsor the visas of international students will have a sign visibly displayed in their career fair booths. Please join me in giving a round of applause for them. It's pretty incredible what you guys are doing. And the best part is, we're only just getting started. The executive branch is firing, our cabinet is top-notch. We have so many exciting projects in the works that will fundamentally change the college experience here at Iowa State. Although I can't share all the details with you tonight, I can assure you, over the coming weeks and months, you can expect some uniquely exciting announcements from student government. It's my honor to report that the state of our government and our student body is strong. Only together can we best serve our students, and looking around this room, I know all of you are up to the task. Tonight, I am as excited for the future of this organization as I've ever been. Thank you, and I look forward to a productive year.
All right, thank you, President Hirsch. And so with that, we'll move on to our second Senate program for this evening, displaying the new website with Director Brown.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Eric Brown, and I'm the Senior Director of Communications for Iowa State Student Government. Unfortunately, our IT director is no longer a part of student government. He just recently accepted a full-time job in Des Moines, so he will be commuting back and forth as a part-time student and a full-time worker. So unfortunately, student government was too big of a time commitment, but over the summer, he managed to get pretty much this entire website done, and with the help of the PR committee and President Hirsch and Vice President Margaret, it's become a great success. So we're kind of walk through it a little bit. So if you want to scroll down just a little bit. So this is the first photo that was up there from the DIS event.
I did not want this, for the record, okay? This is not, I do not like it. We're going to change it as soon as possible. That's why we need to look good for some photos that we're taking tonight,
So the first couple links right up the front are going to be the Get Involved and Contact Us. Those are two ways. The Get Involved, if you click that, that's just going to be just the basic applications and everything. So if you want to click the Apply Now. So if anybody comes to the Iowa State Student Government website, the first thing they're going to see on the website is this Apply Now or Join, and should take you to a Microsoft form that you don't have to sign in, but it basically is an interest form and selects what you're interested in. And basically after that, I think we've already got like 20 people to sign up for that. They're gonna be receiving an email. So all the poster boards and signs that you see, that QR code is what is that same exact form. So it's gonna be the same exact thing. So everyone's going to be receiving the same emails. So if you wanna head back, if you wanna keep scrolling down, so there's more just kind of basic information about Iowa State Student Government. And then if you want to keep scrolling down, here's where it kind of gets involved in like the nitty-gritty and like the difficult parts of creating the website. So all these up here are basically the same headers up there. So if you want to click the branches, that would be one of the first ones. You can kind of scroll down and it just goes over what kind of student government's about. So you have your executive branch, your legislative branch, and your judicial branch. So all of that's right here, and it's all basically shown out. So if you want to go right up to the executive branch, we can kind of show that off first, and then we'll move down the list on that. So basically, again, just kind of brief summary, and then at the bottom, there's going to be just all our information. So everybody's emails, their position. Soon there will be photos. So the next cabinet meeting, we're going to be taking photos. So every single person's headshots are going to be in there. And yeah, you got all that. So if you click an email, it's going to pop up and it's going to automatically connect to your Outlook. So it's nice and simple. If you want to go to the judicial branch, we can show it off. It's going to be pretty much the same exact template. So scroll down, same exact thing about the branch, and then get involved, and then just more information about the Supreme Court. And then the last one is going to be all you guys, so the legislative branch. So the plan is we're going to take headshots of all you in the Iowa State polos and name tags. I believe that's going to be a working meeting on 9/11, so that's something we're going to do. And so all your guys' headshots are going to be on this website. So again, all your information's here. That's basically just kind of the overarching thing. Next, can you go to the committees? So all the committees are right here. We'll just go to the committees section right there. And then it just kind of goes over everything. And there's all different kinds of forms that you can click. So if you want to do the finance committee, because I believe that will go over to the next thing. So scroll down on the finance committee. So now everything is pretty much streamlined. So whenever you need anything for finance, there's all this stuff is going to be right there. The contact information is also going to be there. So soon we're going to get the funding information slide right up there onto this committee thing. So it's all going to be nice and centered. And then, yeah, we could go to the task force and projects. So as we kind of move across the semester and into the year, into the spring, there's going to be more task force, more projects implemented. So whatever you guys work on, we're going to be basically updating this. And as the semester goes, this website's going to be keeping on and progressing. So yeah, there's all this kind of stuff. You could go to the Food Insecurity Task Force. So it's just kind of a brief description of the task force and what it's about. And then there should be just ways where you can contact whoever was the one that started the task force. And then you go to the projects as well. Right now there's only one project, so the message to the mayor. So once you guys start making projects and all that, it's going to be put up right here. So if you want to click visit the message to the mayor, you can scroll down. There's all this. And then one of the most important parts, if you scroll up just a little bit, is submit your feedback. So like any projects, they're gonna have a side that you can click, and it's just basically a quick feedback form. And basically that email or whatever that's gonna get filled out is going to get emailed to whoever created the project, and they're gonna be able to update it or make changes if they deem necessary. Let's go to now the funding information. So this one is very useful for just a lot of student organizations outside of student government. So basically everything that you need for funding is right here. So all the budget websites, the priorities, the applications. So if you want to click the funding application, that's something we can show. So it's right here. All you have to do is just fill this out, and right then and there, it's already sent to our finance director. So everything that you need for basically anything finance related is going to be on this. So if you have any questions, you can always contact our finance director. His information's all on the bottom of that as well. But if you go to the website, that's going to be the first thing. It's pretty step-by-step, and you can just kind of follow it through and all that. So and then there should be one more on the far right. And then also document library. So there's a lot of things we do in student government, and it should be documented to the entire student body. So all like the bylaws, all our constitutions, all the election results, the voting records. So if you want to click on one of the voting records. So this is the records that Quinn keeps, and basically it's going to describe what everyone voted on during certain bills. So everything that you're going to be speaking on today is going to be put into this, and it's going to be updated on the website in the next couple of days. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the website. I'm pretty sure there's not anything else on the side, but yeah, there's all this stuff. So if you have any questions, just please feel free to reach out. Again, all our contact information is up there. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Senior Director Brown. So if that, will move into open forum. Open forum shall serve as an opportunity for students to speak about any issues relevant to the student body. If there's anyone here tonight for open forum, I would ask that you approach the podium at this time.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Braden Fells, and I'm really excited to announce that I'll be serving as the Director of Residence Life for this upcoming school year. I also am the president of the Inter-Residence Hall Association. I spent the last 3 semesters prior to this as the vice president. And for those of you who know me or have been in IRHA, you know, there's very few things I'm as passionate about as residence life and dining and all of that fantastic stuff that comes with it. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started working with you all on any housing, dining, or just residence in general concerns or issues you have. So yeah, does anyone have any questions for me or?
I don't believe we can technically do questions during open forum, but I apologize.
Perfect, no, all good then, yeah. Thanks, looking forward to working with you all this year.
And with that, is there anyone else here tonight for open forum? Seeing no one, we'll move into adopting this evening's agenda. Are there any amendments before we do so? So 002SG, okay.
Sorry. And I also move to add 2024-2-001Y to the bottom of new business.
All right, so there's been a motion to add item 002SG to the bottom of special orders and 001Y to the bottom of new business. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the amendment shall be made. So if that, is there a motion to adopt the agenda as a whole? Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Are there any objections to adopting this agenda? Seeing none, it shall be adopted. And with that, we'll move into approving the minutes of the previous Senate meeting. Is there a motion to do so? Moved and seconded. Are there any objections to approving the minutes? Seeing none, they shall be approved. We'll move into committee reports, starting with the Rules Committee and Speaker Momini.
Hi, y'all. I'm trying to multitask. For rules, if you are in rules, please see me after the meeting so I can kind of try and find us a meeting time. And if you have an interest in joining rules, we have open seats. So also please come see me after the meeting. Other than that, rules will be working on adding some new stuff into the bylaws, polishing our bylaws, regular rule stuff. That's it.
The floor is open for any questions for the Rules Committee. Seeing no questions, we'll move on to the Finance Committee.
Hello. Oh, hi, guys. It's very nice to see you all come back. I hope you guys all had a great summer. Announcements from me. I'm currently still taking applications for Finance Committee. Hopefully, we'll have all of those who are nominated to the committee on the agenda this time next week. So if any of you still have any interest in joining the Finance Committee, please reach out to me, either by email or after this meeting. And besides that, I've got nothing.
And with that, the floor is open for any questions. Seeing none, we'll move on to the PR Committee.
Hello again. So PR had a very, very busy summer, so I'm going to basically give kind of a brief recap. You already heard my rant about the website, but in the future, we're going to continuously just keep updating the website and all that. Also within PR is the outreach and marketing directors. So in terms of outreach, so we're going to have a lot of consistent PR and student government sponsored outreach events. So anticipate there being 2 smaller outreach events for student government and 1 bigger outreach event per month. That's kind of something that we're going to do, get in a rhythm, all of that. And on top of that, we're also going to have just kind of like whatever clubs need us in support. So for instance, After Dark, they always need some extra people. So we're always going to keep doing those. And then as well, we're going to be sending out a couple mass emails. So there's going to be a welcome back email coming out next week. And then there's also going to be another mass email coming out for the Student Government Expo. And then DIS also was last week, and that was a huge hit. We got a lot of people, some great photos as well. And then we just did the raffle for DIS, so that video will be posted in the near future. And then there's also a lot of events already in the MIS. For instance, Club Fest, which is on 9/11 from 11 to 4. So please sign up for that. That would be very huge. We want every single time slot to be filled. Last year we got about 120 names from Club Fest. So if we can continue those numbers and fill up all the at-larges for all the committees, that would be very, very nice. And then also this is your reminder that each and every one of you need to have 2 outreach credits per semester, and our lovely director of outreach is going to be taking care of that. So if you guys have any questions about outreach, please contact Eric. There's 2 Erics. And then in marketing, so we've revamped the Instagram, so there's going to be a lot more streamlined templates. So next, there's going to be kind of just like a bunch of exec spotlights. We're going to show off what pretty much everyone's got, and that's our plan after we get all those headshots. But also, we wanted to create templates just so our Instagram could look uniform just from years to come. So when we're making posts now, and then the next 5 senior director of communications are also making the same kind of posts as well. And then also, we also got a new LinkedIn account. That is something we've been posting pretty frequently about. So if you guys haven't followed our LinkedIn account, please go follow it. Senator Snyder has been working real hard on that LinkedIn account. So he's doing a fantastic job. And then we're also going to be taking a lot more photos. So if you see people taking photos, Chase, feel free to just keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, we're gonna get to a lot more professional photos this semester. And then overall, so if your committee needs anything, so for instance for the Student Government Expo, if your guys' committees need something, please let PR know. We're always willing to create flyers or help you plan events and all that. So that's all I got. Thank you.
Are there any questions for PR? Seeing none, we'll move on to the Idea Committee. Floor is open for questions for the Idea Committee. Seeing none, we'll move on to the Events Committee.
Hi, everybody. Great to be back. I know you've gotten a lot of emails from me over the summer, but the Events Committee has been busy planning Student Government Expo as well as the Big 12 Student Government Conference here in October. We've really been trying to hammer out that agenda and get our budget put together. Should be ready for next Senate to go. And then for the Student Government Expo, if you're a committee chair, please be checking your email and filling out that Qualtrics form. The Student Government Expo is September 19th, and it's going to be kind of a fair carnival type vibe. So we want to have some fun games to get students engaged and also learn about your committee. So please fill out that Qualtrics form as soon as you can so we can get things put together as well as our budget so we can get that in front of the Senate too. Thank you.
Floor is open for any questions. Seeing none, we'll move on to the Local Affairs Committee.
Okay. Hi, guys. Good to see you all again. So, local affairs has been pretty busy over the summer. We've had plenty of city council meetings that we've done a bunch of different things at. I sent out that summer newsletter. It has a bunch of different information. There's going to be a change in the electric bill, like what they're doing for billing. So I will make a detailed thing about that, and I think I found a pretty good YouTube video that explains it pretty well because I am not the best at explaining it. Today we're going to talk about the Message the Mayor program, which we're really excited about, and then also I'm still taking committee applications, so I think that's on there somewhere in the chat. So otherwise, I'll be downstairs after this at the City of Ames booth for Welcome Fest. So that's all I've got.
All right, and the floor is open for questions. Seeing none, we'll move on to the Sustainability Committee.
Hello. This summer, Sustainability Committee has been pretty busy. First of all, we're still taking applications, so please sign up. That would be very appreciated. But we also worked a lot with Mary Rankin and Steve Coates. Steve Coates is the recycling man, and Mary Rankin is our Director of Sustainability, who actually gets paid for her job and works here. So they very much were focused on recycling cardboard, especially with the freshmen moving in the dorms. I know personally I was had a lot of cardboard moving in, and so they created a place for everyone to put all of their stuff. As well, right now we are doing just a lot of background research so that as soon as we get our committee filled, we can hit the ground running and have everyone be able to partake in what they want to do and related to sustainability. That's it.
Are there any questions for the Sustainability Committee? Seeing none, next is Health and Wellness.
There we go. Okay. I am also still accepting committee applications. I don't have a lot of updates over the summer. I know Senator Spahn is working with President Hirsch, Vice President Margaret on the retreat that's coming up. She's going to be implementing a sexual assault prevention retreat within the student government retreat, so I look forward to you guys seeing that. I will not be able to attend, unfortunately, but I know she's going to do a great job. I'm currently working with the Health and Wellness Symposium Committee, and we are setting up, kind of getting in the works of that. We're having meetings every once in a while. I encourage you guys to attend. There will be a student section that you guys can all attend. There's going to be breakout discussions. It's a great opportunity for you to share advice or things that you think campus could improve on. And other than that, I don't have any more comments.
The floor is open for questions for Health and Wellness. Seeing none, we'll move on to the Legislative Ambassadors.
Alrighty, hello everyone. I hope you all had a great summer. It was a pretty busy summer for legislative ambassadors this year. Started off in June attending the Board of Regents meeting in Iowa City. Great to talk with the Board of Regents members and get to know them a little bit more. That was one of our goals for the year, is to build those effective relationships with the Board of Regents. So that's why we're excited to unveil a brand new event, the Board of Regents kickoff event, which will be on September 17th by the Campanile. It's going to be a great way for us to meet and network with those Board of Regents. We're going to have various clubs there. The cattlemen are going to be grilling, and it's just going to be a great way for us to get to know them and share our legislative priorities for the year. Still in the process of working through identifying and finalizing legislative priorities and filling our committee. So if you are interested, please reach out to me or catch me after the meeting. I'd love to have you on my committee.
Are there any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll move into that other category. This is an opportunity for anyone to share updates about committees that aren't otherwise represented on tonight's agenda. Senator Gopa.
So SciRide had a couple meetings over the summer. They installed TV screens in the bus stands across Raleigh. That's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be like the ones they have in Europe, and they'll tell you, hey, the next bus is in blah, blah, blah. And another thing is that they have $1 million in surplus and they put it into a fund, and that raises the question of why are we giving them that much money, extra money? So I think that's something we might want to discuss in the future because we are a 1/3 partner towards that towards the side-eyed fund, and we should be discussing about what we want to do in the future with that, and we should have more serious talks about it.
And with that, are there any further updates? Yes.
Hi, hello. You guys already heard the Food and Security Task Force is hit off over the summer, and we are looking for as many people as possible because more hands are better than no hands for that. The application was sent out. If need be, we can resend it out. On top of that, there's also the assets process, of which is begun and kicked off, and we also need liaisons for that. If you would like to possibly interested in allocation of funds to nonprofit organizations ranging from health to education to finances, please let me know. A few of you should expect to hear from me because I believe from watching many of you throughout however long we've all been here that some of you would be beneficial for that committee and that force. So, thank you.
The floor is open. As we pass around the microphone here. President Hirsch.
Hi, everyone. You already heard me talk. I don't have too much, too many more updates from the executive branch. We have our nominee, Claire, here tonight, and I'm very excited for you guys to get to meet her. I know she's going to do a great job as Chief of Staff.
Are there any questions for the executive branch? Seeing none, we'll move into comments from the advisor.
Hello. Some of you may remember me. I tagged in at the end of last year. I'm Chad Garland. I'm the new director here at the Memorial Union and one of 3 advisors for all of you, as you already worked with Christine and Brad throughout most of last year, and myself, I am now on board. We are splitting up duties and connecting with all of you on things that you may need support and help with. So just know that we talk to each other. I don't mean that in a hey, we're watching over you sort of thing, but I do mean that any of us can help you if you have a question and one of us isn't available. So feel free to reach out to any of the 3 of us at any time if you need anything. Thank you.
Are there any questions for our advisor? Seeing none, we'll move into comments from the judicial branch. We're getting there.
Hey y'all, good to be back. Not too much to report from the judicial branch. Our Chief Justice is currently in the process of filling up our few open spots. And we will be meeting sometime very soon to sit down and discuss what all we need to get done.
Floor is open for questions for the court. Seeing none, we'll move into the business of this evening, starting with Special Order 2024-2-001SC, Executive Nomination for the Chief of Staff with Speaker Momini.
Hi, y'all. So I'm going to let Claire speak for herself, but she was sent highly recommended from our exec team, so please give her your full attention.
Also, my heels are not very comfortable, so if I'm shifting my weight, that's probably why. All right, so I'm very excited to be standing in front of you all tonight. I know to some of you I'm not a familiar face, but I'm not new to student government. Tonight I'll do my best to introduce myself, showcase why I'm qualified to be your next Chief of Staff, and outline my goals for the position and for the year. So, like she said, my name is Claire Hosh. I'm an undergraduate sophomore studying political science on a pre-law track. I joined student government last year as a legislative ambassador with a desire for personal growth and experience in politics. What I learned is that student government is uniquely well-equipped to serve students. Under the leadership of Madeline Becker, I had the privilege of helping set legislative priorities, advocating for students at the state capitol, and ensuring students' voices were heard. I was proud to help bring a positive change to Iowa State University students by advancing causes important to them. I know from my experience last year what student government senators, cabinet members, and even at-large members are capable of doing, and that's why not only do I want to continue my time in student government, but I want to expand my involvement to help students at a higher level. Beyond student government, I'm a member of Kappa Delta. In my first year of membership, I've already been elevated to the position of our Pan-Hellenic delegate for the chapter council. My position as delegate requires me to attend regular meetings and be the bridge of information between my sorority and CPC leadership. Additionally, it makes my It makes me a member of my chapter's council, which comes with its own set of responsibilities and requirements. This leads me to why I'm here tonight. I am ready and eager to be that same bridge between all branches of student government. Not only will I attend Senate meetings, but I will also plan on attending meetings of the Rules Committee to facilitate collaboration between the executive and legislative branches. My role is not just to serve at the pleasure of the executive branch, but rather to ensure that all branches of government are functioning smoothly. The biggest lesson I've learned while serving as Kappa Delta's Pan-Hellenic delegate is to communicate. And when you think you're done, you communicate even more. I'll make sure that all parts of student government are on the same page. I will check in regularly with cabinet members to make sure that important projects and priorities are being completed, while also assisting senators with their own initiatives. I know that I can help make student government function at its highest level this year. So thank you so much for all taking the time to listen to me speak tonight, and I'm excited to answer any questions you may have for me.
And with that, the floor is open for any questions, starting with Senator Gopa.
So what's the process of in case someone doesn't do the work they're supposed to do, and what would you do in that case?
Well, in that case, just kind of as I do with members of my own chapter in Kappa Delta, when someone's not doing the work that they're supposed to be doing, you tell them again. Everyone has to be committing to the roles that they're applying for and making sure that they're doing and fulfilling their responsibilities. So it's really just that confrontation aspect of things, telling people that they have something to do and making sure that they follow through with it.
Some projects are pretty long. How are you going to make sure people are on track and figure out how they can accomplish them by the end of this year?
Communication for sure is going to be the number one priority there. Obviously, if projects take a longer time, I'm going to have to make sure that I'm in the know about that and making sure that there's schedules and things that people are following through on time. And just again, with that periodically checking in and making sure everything's on track. I'm not going to leave anyone hanging for weeks or months at a time without checking in. My intention would be to check in frequently. And if things aren't being kept up to date, then that would be a cause for a conversation.
So the role suggests that you had to spend 10 hours in the office, but usually it's way longer than that. So what are your other time commitments you have, and how long can you put into this?
My other time commitments, is that what you're asking about?
Yep.
Pan-Hellenic delegate, and then my chapter is going to take up some of my time, but I've already arranged to, I was supposed to take 19 credits this year, and I arranged to drop one of my classes. I'm fully committed to making sure that I can fulfill this role well. And when it comes to stress, just as a person, I enjoy being busier. I work more efficiently when I don't have time to waste. And so fulfilling the obligations of this role is not something that I'm entirely concerned about, to be truthful.
Cool, sounds great.
Senator Sidney Jones.
Sorry, apparently I'm out of work these over the summer. How did you hear about this position, or what brought you to wanting to fill this position?
It was actually through Martin that I heard about the position. He filled me in on some of the roles and requirements. We had a meeting about things, and it's totally right up my alley. I'm interested in everything the position has to offer. It's a great opportunity for me, and it's also important that whoever fulfills this role, if it not be me, that they're doing a good job. And I know that I can do a good job, which is why I'm running for it.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Azan.
Okay, so I have a question with if President Martin Hirsch can answer on that. So the question will be on the selection process. So did you share the open position to student government members, student body, or what was the selection process? There was application, or just the nomination based on the people that you know and you feel they are good candidate for this position? Yeah, so I'm going to yield my time to you.
Thank you so much for the question, Senator Azan. So I want to give a little background that happened, I think, within the last couple of years of student government. So what happens is you have people that resign, you have to find replacements for that, and what can happen is it creates a card shuffling, so to speak, within student government, where you're pulling one member from a position to a different one. And so that's bad for a couple of reasons. One, it can create some dysfunction. And number two, all of those projects and initiatives that they're working on sometimes takes the back burner because they have this new role they have to fall into. So Claire's great for a couple of reasons. Not only is she committed, hardworking, smart, and wants to do the job, she also has student government experience. So Claire actually applied for governmental affairs this last year in April, and obviously we have Director Colby, who's done a great job, but we kept Claire in mind because she was great during the interview. He had a little bit more experience, but we knew when interviewing Claire that she was great. So this was actually opened in the spring of last year after we won, and that was one of the, how many hours of interviews did we have on one day? I think we had 14 hours. And so immediately we wanted to go with someone that has student government experience, but not gonna create some card shuffling within our own organization to create stability. And so that's one of the reasons why we were able to go with Claire.
Awesome. So I just want the context for this because the motivation of asking this question is to make sure that everyone is getting equal opportunity to be on the leadership position. So that was the motivation to ask this question.
And it is also our decision as an executive branch who we want to put up as a nominee. When we have the right person, sometimes you just know, right? Like when I joined student government, I know. With Claire, we know she's the person to get this job done.
With that, are there any further questions? Oh, Senator Sidney Jones, thank you.
With adding to what Azan said and kind of what President Hirsch said, I'm a bit confused, and I don't know if this is who this is more of a question for. But how do you know who's right for the position if you don't hold interviews?
So are you going to yield the time?
Yeah,
yes, thank you. So you know when you go through a process of interviewing, I don't know how many applicants last year, 40 plus, for various roles, what you're looking for, what the role requires. And Claire has all of those attributes. We also did talk to a few other people. We reached out to other people and who they recommended become chief of staff. And Claire was the right person.
Senator Azan.
Just a follow-up question. So did Claire participate in those interviews?
When we sat down with Claire, that was not, oh yeah, you're good. That's not where we were at. We wanted to talk to Claire, figure out where she was, because originally she had interviewed for the Director of Governmental Affairs, and we kept her in mind because she was such a good interviewee, it just wasn't the right fit in that position. And so that's why we chose to reach out to her again to have that interview, but no. Nothing was guaranteed.
So you didn't conduct interviews for chief of staff position back then. It was governmental affairs.
We had all positions open for interviews after Quinn and I won.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
With that, the floor is open for any further questions. It's moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, closing comment, Speaker Momini. Seeing no closing comments, we'll move into a vote. So unless there is a request otherwise, I'll do this as a placard vote. All right, and so once again, you'll have the opportunity to vote yes, no, or of course you may abstain. Please hold them high so I can count your placards. All those in favor of the nominee. Those opposed? And abstentions? So with a vote of 23 to 0 to 4, the motion carries. Congratulations. All right, and so with that, we'll move into our next item of business, item 2024-2-002SG, seating a senator to the PR committee with Speaker Momini.
Okay, my computer is bullying me, but let me try and get, oh, here we go, beautiful. So this is exactly how it sounds. I'm going to invite the two senators up to the podium if they would like to say a little bit about themselves and why they should be qualified, but from what I understand, they're already doing great work on PR. So, that's it.
Prepared, but I'm interested in being in the PR committee because as a PR major, I'm aware of the technicalities that go along with strategic communication, and I'm interested in applying that to our organization as a whole. On top of that, I understand that message discipline and message consistency especially is important with the PR that we release, and especially with the goals of this administration. I feel as if this is very important to have a strong hold on, so I feel as if I'm a very good fit for this position. On top of that, I've been running the student government LinkedIn over the course of the summer. I have gotten up from our previous, like the beginning follower boost. I've gotten our post engagement up to 79% on certain days. So I've already been working for you, and I hope you'll allow me to continue. Sorry.
You're good. I'm Alex Palin. I've also already been working on the PR committee all summer. I've been helping out, and I believe that I'm qualified for this position because I have been working in production my whole life. I've already been doing positions related to PR since I was in middle school, really, and it's always been a passion of mine, and it's something that I'm ready and excited to put my efforts towards.
With that, the floor is open for questions. Senator Gopa.
So I was in PR my freshman year. We wasted a lot of money. Not fun. Unfortunately, but how are you going to stay financially fiscal with the PR budget? Because you guys have a lot, 20 grand, I believe so.
You're correct, and we do have a lot of, our discretionary fund is large, that's true, but I believe if the finance director is open with working with us, and I know we've talked with Eric, both Erics, about keeping ourselves fiscally responsible, and especially when we were at our meeting yesterday, we were discussing just ways we could cut costs on camera equipment, video equipment, especially for things we might need this year. But we've worked with finance, and we do have our eye on our budget just to try and stretch it as far as we can. So that has been taken into consideration, and we will continue to work with finance to stay fiscally responsible to the organization.
Yeah, echoing that same thing. We've been talking during meetings about that. That's been something we've been very mindful of, and we've been, so far this year, very conservative, and we plan on continuing that to try to stretch that, keep our message out as much as possible with the budget that we have allotted.
All right. Vice Speaker Pursley. Speaker Momini, do you accept? All right. Senator Kameyer.
Hi. So you guys have kind of been like unofficially part of like PR committee like over the summer. Can you go more in depth into some of the things that you guys worked on over the summer, and how do you see your role advancing into the fall? And for that question, if you want me to yield to the director, let me know.
So yeah, I already have been working with, before the summer, I had gotten my name in there, and I had been working with some of the preliminary steps with Isaac, getting that website going. And I can see myself continuing working on that as needed this upcoming year. I have also gotten Part 107 certified with the FAA, so I'm planning on helping getting some drone shots for the PR committee to use. Some of that extra footage could be useful.
And yeah, as I previously mentioned, I've been working on the student government LinkedIn all summer, and as we get our Instagram more streamlined and as we start posting more consistent content, I plan on helping out with that as well. So on the social media aspect is where I plan to be working.
Excuse me, with that, the floor is open for any further questions.
Can I say something? If someone could move, or if I can.
If someone would like to yield time?
My name is spelled wrong on this.
Holiday, go for it.
It's P-A-L-A-N.
Sorry, can you say that a little louder?
P-A-L-L-A-N. I just wanted to correct it. You're good, you're good.
All right, and so if that, the floor is open. Moved and seconded to end debate at this time. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing none, hold on one second. Closing comments, Speaker Momini. Seeing no closing comments, UC has been called for. Are there any objections to passing this motion by way of unanimous consent? Seeing none, congratulations, the motion carries. And so with that, we've completed our special orders. No general orders. We'll move into our new business items for this evening, starting with item 2024-2-001F, launching the parking ticket relief program with Speaker Momini.
Hi, y'all. I am going to yield my opening speaking privileges to Mitch.
Good evening, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Mitchell Hagan. I was Director of Affordability last semester. I'm currently the Director of Academic Affairs. This is a project that I worked on really close with Quinn and Martin and now Bob this semester. It got done. It was pretty much all the way done, and then summer hit, so it was really perfect timing. So now we kind of sat on our hands and we're here with the bill. So it's a parking ticket relief program. The idea behind this is to help students that are struggling financially who just happen to get a parking ticket, help volunteer at things such as shops so they get involved in the community, and then in turn we help pay for their parking ticket. So it's kind of a way to get student government's name out there, to get students involved in the community, and then also help struggling students. So as we kind of go through it, kind of the main reason how this all started was my roommate got a parking ticket and he was having some money troubles at the time and couldn't really afford a whole lot of food at the time. So that's kind of what spawned me into this, and I kind of wanted to do it. And then in addition to his University of Arkansas, I believe, had a program like this at the time. So it's kind of perfect timing. So I'll open up the floor for questions.
Floor is open for questions of intent, starting with Senator Gopa.
Motion to waive first read.
Is there a second? Did someone second that? Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Are there any objections to waiving first read?
Seems like a great program. Let's get it started. Let's get it started the first week, because, yeah, why not? Why not? Why should we wait till next week? Are you against parking tickets? You could probably ask about it in the second read, I guess. Yeah, same questions.
So I'll give either of you the opportunity to withdraw either the motion to waive or the objection. If not, we'll vote on waiving first read. Okay. Do you wish to state the nature of your objection?
Yeah, I think we're trying to build a culture of not...
Do you mind using the... Thank you.
Got my roles over the summer too. I think we're trying to build a culture of not waiving first read unnecessarily, and I think this is going to be an amazing program. Don't get me wrong. I'm super excited. I plan to vote yes, but I do think it's important to be consistent and not waive first read just because we want to get it started. I think we need to give all senators a chance to really engage in the way that they are being told originally that they're allowed to.
All right, and I'll give either of you an opportunity to withdraw.
Honestly, I do not care. We can do first read today and second read next week, so we don't have a huge debate about it for the next 20 minutes. But yeah, I withdraw my motion.
All right. So with that, are there any further questions of intent for the first read of this bill? Awesome. Oh, Senator Kamier, thank you. Oh, yeah.
So on the bill, it says that there's a predetermined hours. If you want to scroll up a little bit, are you do you know what those predetermined hours are?
Yes, there's been
I'm sorry. I do apologize. It does have to be a question of intent. So yes or no.
So yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not,
we'll
I'm not
accept it,
great
yeah,
at
okay.
phrasing these. I guess. So, can you guarantee? I feel like I already know the answer to this, but can you guarantee that none of the hours would be above 3 hours?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Senator Sidney Jones.
Sorry, I'm trying to think. Could a full parking ticket be paid for?
Do I have to answer yes or no?
It can be
I'm afraid you do.
Yes.
Okay.
Senator Agarwal.
So I'm not sure how parking tickets work because I don't have a car, but my friends told me that the fines increase
the more amount of times you get parking tickets. So let's say someone is a repeat offender, they have a third parking ticket, and they're trying to, you know, come into this program, they're trying to get that relief. Would we offer it to them because, or like, is there a discretion because they're a repeat offender, we're not gonna have them be a part of this project or something like that?
Point of information.
All right, so the floor is open for any other questions of intent. Seeing none, we'll see this bill on second read next week. Thank you very much. We'll now move on to item 2024-2-002F, launching the Message the Mayor program with Speaker Momini.
I am going to yield my opening speaking privileges to ex officio Poland.
Hey guys. So the Message to the Mayor program is going to be something on the website under special projects. We kind of already saw that tonight earlier on. This is something that mayor and council are very excited about. One of the things we're really working on is bridging the gap between the students and the city. And this will be, everything we collect, every suggestion we get will be something we talk about during our local affairs committee meetings. So it won't be just me looking at the things that we get and deciding what I take to council. I will take everything to council as long as it's appropriate. And then we have a designated time each meeting for comments to council, and at that time, if this suggestion is something that we want to do where we can direct staff to start researching it or legal to start looking into it, then we'll do that, and then by the next meeting it'll be on the agenda and we'll talk about it there. That's about all I've got. I feel it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's going to be on the website. We're going to get some posters out there so that all the students can see that we're implementing this program so that they know about it, and then therefore they're able to submit their suggestions.
So with that, the floor is open for questions of intent. All right, seeing none, thank you very much. We'll see this on second read next week. We'll move directly into item 2024-2-003F, installation of a drinking fountain at the Maple Willow Large Fields with Senator Azan.
So this is a project that I've been working over this summer. Currently, there is no drinking fountain near the Maple Willow Large Fields. Most of the students play soccer, cricket out there. I was being approached by ISU Cricket president, and they were requesting for this one. And yeah, so I thought just write a bill. And I reached out to FPNM, I reached out to ISU Rec, and after discussing with them, we finalized the location, the budget. Yeah, it's on first read. Let me know if you have any questions.
So with that, the floor is open for questions of intent, starting with Senator Gopa.
Were there any discussions with FPNM for funding the whole thing instead of us funding half of it?
Yes.
Did those discussions yield in them saying maybe something towards maybe, but not no, of them paying full thing?
I mean, they are already funding half, but I don't know how to say yes or no on this one. No.
Okay.
Okay, and so with that, the floor is still open. Seeing no further questions of intent, we'll see this next week. And we'll move into item 2023-2-004F, the second annual Student Government Expo budget with Speaker Momini.
I am going to yield my opening speaking privileges to Holly. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Everybody, like we talked about in our committee update, we have our second annual Student Government Expo coming up. How we're doing it this year is we're going to have a tent for each committee just to have it that fair festival type of vibe. So pretty much all this bill is our tents, tables to go with those, and then weights to go with the tents. So very straightforward, and that's pretty much all we have for now.
Floor is open, starting with Senator Azan.
We don't have tables anymore from the previous year, Student Gov Expo.
So,
do we have tables from previous year Expo?
No.
So with that, the floor is still open for any questions of intent. Awesome. Seeing none, thank you very much. We'll see you this next week. And we'll move on to our final item of business for this evening, the first read of item 2024-2-001Y, changing the bylaws regarding Election Commission with Speaker Momini.
Hi, y'all. Is somebody from Election Commission here? No? Okay, then I am just going to urge you to please read the PDF before next week. Yikes. If the PDF is not working, I will get to it in just a second, I promise, but it will be here. Okay, so please read this. Reach out to the Election Commission if you have questions beforehand. It makes our Senate meetings run a lot smoother. This is what Senator Holliday was talking about. This week is for you to explore and to ask questions to the people who are on the bill. So please do that. And this week, I will try to answer your questions to the best of my ability.
The floor is open for questions of intent. All right, seeing none, we'll vote on this item next week. So with that, we've completed our business for this evening, and the floor is open for any closing announcements. Senator Spahn.
I also forgot to work these. Sorry. I was pressing the wrong thing. I forgot how to work it. Okay. So I just wanted to announce quick that some of you may remember that we passed a bill to implement a universal changing table into the Memorial Union in April, and that was installed successfully in July on a gender-neutral bathroom on the second floor of the Memorial Union, and there was an article in the Daily released about it that credited student government with helping with that process and funding it. So that was released on the 25th of August. So I just wanted to announce that that project was successful and to thank everyone that helped with that. Thank you.
So with that, the floor is open for any further closing comments. If someone has one in the back, you gotta really flag my attention, but all right, seeing none, I'll move into my brief closing comments. I think it's been a great evening of updates from President Hirsch, from our cabinet, so I don't have a whole lot that hasn't already been discussed. The only things I would really drill home is the Expo is an event that I think is really effective at recruiting students, but it takes a lot of members to volunteer at it. And so I believe we have something in the MIS currently for that. We do? Okay, so we have a sign up in the MIS, and we'd love someone there from each committee, at least one person there the whole time from each committee. So really encourage you, get your outreach hour done and meet some cool people that way. Secondly, we're finalizing the retreat details. So we have somewhere between 35 and 40 people who have RSVP'd yes on the retreat. So that crossed the threshold of what we want. So we're kind of finalizing details with the venue. And once that's official, you get a nice email from us kind of talking about the who, what, where, when of how to attend that retreat and more details about what it includes. And then lastly, just to kind of remind you all, some of you didn't get this, so if you didn't get it, reach out to me. But I sent you an email at the beginning of the summer. It was called, I think, 2024 to 25 SG committee applications. And so that includes all the committee applications for our different internal committees. It includes things like ASSET, both of our task forces. And it also does include external committees, so things like lectures, ISUPD advisory board, things with the city. And if you do wish to continue on one of those, even if you already had a seat, you do have to reapply for that, and the president has to appoint you by executive order. So I really encourage you guys, find an external committee that you want because it doesn't count against your committee cap of 2. And then if you haven't already, find something within the organization, 1 or 2 committees that you're passionate about and that you want to join. So that's all the closing announcements that I have, and I'll yield over to the Vice Speaker.
Okay, everyone, so I am going to be switching how we do office hours. I would like everyone to have a specific hour that they're doing their office hours each week. So please email me with the time you want your weekly office hours to be so I can create a schedule and send it out. That way everyone can know when you're doing your office hour and it's easier to contact you. It's easier for everyone to find you and maintain contact with you. Please email me at the stugov.iastate.edu email. But thank you so much.
All right, y'all. So this was a pretty good meeting. Wasn't too long. I love that. I have a couple of closing announcements. So next week, please be expecting in my legislative packet some information on a working meeting. I am going to schedule it at 5, so this is just an extra heads up to try and clear your calendar for that, and I will also have more details about what that will be. I'm pretty excited for it. I think it'll be fun. It does have a little bit to do with our Pathways program. I want to get that up and running now that we're back and get some of our senior members associated with our newer members. Also, like Vice President Margaret said, please, if you're interested in the committee and you're having some struggle, reach out to somebody, anybody. We will get you where you need to be. With that, my only other thing is that rules members, please come see me, and prospective rules members, if you would like to join, also please come see me after this meeting. Thank you. With that, move to adjourn. Go Cyclones.
And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.